Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Thursday, May 30th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about the tool of charts and how they can be used to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. Also, if you trade Bitcoin, I'll do a bonus analysis at the end. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame. Meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, ASTS, an absolutely monster move today. Huge volume, very impressive price movement. So got to think a lot of people will be watching this one headed into Thursday. So let's map out a couple of key areas here and start with some support. So changes to green to represent support, and really the main pullback level, and whether or not it comes, into play, not sure. But right there at $7.50, you can see the price got down there once, twice, three times, and each time did hold strong. So if it comes down here, does that mean for sure guaranteed it will bounce? No, there are no guarantees. However, is it at least a plausible thought that the price could bounce from there? Yes, with this track record right there, that would totally make sense. From the big picture point of view, though, just keep an eye on that purple line right there, the 50-period moving average. Keyword there being moving. So as time goes by, that line is going to move itself higher and higher. And as long as the price stays above that line, as the line itself moves higher, then the overall trend does remain fully in the bull's favor. In terms of areas of resistance, nothing fancy or complicated here. Literally just a question of, okay, where does the party stop today? And that was right up there around $9.10. So that'll be public enemy number one moving forward. Like I said, no fancy logic other than that, just simply where the price has essentially stopped going up. But anyway, look at it, monster movement today. So I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people watching it on Thursday. Next one, LUCY, big volume today on this one, and good solid pattern here has formed. So let's just get this pattern drawn into play. And I'll start with the top part of the pattern, which is this down trading trend line like that. And then bottom part of the pattern, we have this support trend line like that. And because it's support, change to green. And then make it easier to see, let's just convert everything to one color for the patterns perspective. So resistance, support, big move up for you golfers out there. I'll put the golf down here, make it a little bit more visual. And this would be a bull pennant pattern. Now, just because it's bullish does not mean the price will for sure go up, but it should not be shocking and would not be shocking if the price comes up here and breaks through that level, and that break right there creates additional upside buying pressure. So if you like penny stocks, you like bull pennant patterns, definitely keep an eye on it. Next one, BNAI, and same general idea of the one I just talked about in terms of the pattern. So we have our area of resistance. I'm going to go through this a little quicker just to respect your time as much as possible. We have our area of support. Now, does it look the exact same? It doesn't, but same general idea. So we have resistance, we have support, we have the big move up right here, have the golf hole down here, another bull pennant pattern. So just to reiterate, I realize it's not the same exact shape, but the story is the same. The story being big surge up, bit of a pullback consolidation, which brings about the question, is this consolidation over and will it get the break to the upside? So if you prefer stocks up over the dollar mark, but you do like bull pennants, then certainly keep an eye on it. Next one, FFIE, and no need to beat around the bush, an absolute train wreck of a day. Not because it was down red. I mean, yes, sure, that does contribute to it. But from a technical standpoint, so many areas of support were just smashed after today. So as a quick recap, this will mean a little bit more to those of you that watch past videos. But this trend line right here was broken. That support line right there is broken. The 50-period moving average. This level down here is broken as support. The 200-period moving average was broken as support. And when I say broken, I mean the price isn't anywhere close to any of those. So I'm going to just go ahead and delete all those lines out because we got to basically start from square one here. But really, as of now, it becomes where is the next potential area of support? And we're having to go back way into the charts history. And the first key level is right here at the 37-cent mark. So let me change that to green. And this is coming from, from way back here in the charts history. Essentially, when the first movements began, you can see that was an area of resistance. And then when it was broken, classical technical analysis, areas of resistance act as support like they did right there. And they are acting as support right now. So that'll be the current level. And then if that level can't quite hold up, next key area of support after that would then be down there right around the 18-cent mark. So I'll zoom back in here, and that's so you can see where those lines are coming from. On any sort of attempted bounce back upwards, Key area of resistance will be all about that pink line there, 200 period moving average, which again is just based on the foundational rule that when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. You can see a little bit of that right there. But yeah, as of now, top priority number one is where is this bleeding going to stop? Because especially this afternoon, big volume. So we'll see if the price can maintain above those areas of support or not. Next one, GWAV, and another brutal one here, as a lot of these ones that made huge moves are returning right back to where they were, which starts to bring into play, the whole idea of pump and dumps. So I'm not saying this is a pump and dump in the sense of this thing was, being run out of somebody's bunker in North Korea. I'm just saying from a price action standpoint, price exploded, and now the price is essentially right back to where it was. Because, you think about it, before the explosion, price was right here. I draw a straight line over, and you can see the price is literally right back to where it was. So if you want to call this a pump and dump, you can, whatever you want. Brutal movement, so I'll get to some things updated here. First key update, just based on a foundational rule, as I've said, when supports are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. So if there is any sort of attempted bounce back upwards, then 0.0725 will be that main area of resistance. In terms of levels of support, the level that I would definitely call an absolute must hold, no excuse area is right here at 0.042. And the reason why that is important is because if the price does break below there, then that would officially be putting the price not even back to where it was, but essentially below where it all started, which would be, in my opinion, definitely the final nail in the coffin. But yeah, anyway, look at it, absolutely brutal movement. But that's why you want to trade these things. You don't want to marry them, because this did make a absolutely epic, great move, but you just can't drink the Kool-Aid. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering here very soon. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box, or if you're watching at my website, there's an area right there on the page you can use to sign up. But definitely get signed up. It is genuinely live. There's a question and answers. So bring your questions and we'll have a great discussion. Next one, TSLA Tesla. I'm going to go through this one relatively quickly because for those of you that have watched past videos, nothing has really occurred. What do I mean by that? Well, if you watch past videos, you know that we're essentially in a sideways channel right now. Bottom of the channel right there at 172.75. Top of the channel right there at 180.30. So yes, today things did happen. It went down, came up, and is now consolidating. But just from a broader sense, nothing has occurred. The price is not only still within the channel, but it's basically right at that middle portion of the channel as I speak. Now, in the very near term, what I'm going to do is bring this line down because I would fully agree that there seems to be a new little miniature area of resistance. So I'll change that up, just have it stand out a little bit more. But right here at 178.25, you can see rejected, rejected, rejected. So if the top part of the channel up here has any chance of being tested, then yeah, 178.25-ish is certainly going to be that initial level that needs to be broken. From the support side of things, in terms of what would make the chart look the strongest, definitely if the price can stay above that pink line there, 200 period moving average at 175.75. But if the price doesn't fall below or doesn't hold above it, not the end of the world, because you still do have, again, the bottom part of the channel down there. Now, if the price goes down to 172.75 and breaks through there, that would be a much larger bearish situation. But as of right now, the price is still just stuck within that sideways channel. Next one, RSLS. Interesting situation here because there's no doubt about it, nasty, nasty pullback. To think that there are some poor souls buying up around here and then to have it pull all the way back here. Both the pullback, the price has now started to give some signs that maybe, just maybe, the pullback is over and maybe, just maybe, this thing wants to try to bounce back upwards. So let's get that support trend line in place right there. And then at the same time, we have that resistance trend line. So again, this, there's no guarantee, so this thing could completely just, roll back over. That's why risk management matters. But at least it is essentially started to go sideways here. And when things go sideways, it becomes plausible to at least suggest that maybe a pullback or downwards movement is over. And it's really as straightforward as that. If you like these, what I call opportunity in the ugly situations, because yeah, no doubt about it, pullback here, very ugly. But is this sideways action some sort of opportunity? Like I said, if you like these scenarios, certainly keep an eye on it. Next one here, ONCO, and same exact premise here. Nice move. Now things are very, very ugly. But is there potentially some opportunity ugly? Yeah, I think so. And that's where this key level here comes into play, which is that former breakout point consolidation area right there around the 22.5-cent mark. So again, you got to manage risk because there's no guarantees. But would it be shocking to see the price come down here, back test this previous breakout point, level out, and then curl back upwards? Now, even if it doesn't go up to the highs, from a risk-reward scenario, meaning relative to what was being risked, looking at what you could potentially make, I think you could construct yourself a good, solid trade plan. But again, if If you can't honor stop losses, if you're not disciplined, I mean, you shouldn't even be trading in the first place, but that's a whole nother video. But for these ones, you definitely should not be trading. So like I said, nasty pullback, but is there going to be some opportunity in the ugly? If you like this, keep an eye on it. Next one here, AAL, and overall, kind of a basic macro premise is, I'm not going to call this a cult stock or a super well-known stock, but hey, a lot of people have heard of American Airlines, right? So you have a stock that people have heard of get absolutely destroyed. Huge gap down. Look at that opening 30 minutes. Nasty red candle. And then notice what happened after that. The price just went sideways essentially the rest of the day. And as I've already said, just because it went sideways does not mean that it's for sure a guaranteed bottom, but is it at least plausible to think that price movement that has now gone sideways may very well just be some sort of consolidation period? Absolutely, with a turn back upwards. So let's get this area of resistance mapped out, which I think the key turnaround point right there around 1165. So maybe you don't find these situations interesting at all, but if you do, like I said, a stock that people have heard of, absolutely destroyed, nasty opening 30 minutes, and then just sideways. So the buyers have stepped in. Are there going to be enough buyers to create a, even if it's just a dead cat bounce from a trading standpoint, that could still be profitable. So these are always very interesting situations, at least for me, because I like the well-known stocks, well-known companies. And could this get some sort of dead cat bounce or just full-blown reversal? Worth at least keeping an eye on from a risk-reward scenario. Next one here, TQQQ. Rough day here, but all things considered, it's not like the entire chart's destroyed or ruined or anything like that. In fact, as I speak, you can see the price has bounced beautifully off that green line, which I've not moved. I promise. If you don't believe me, I'm not offended. Just go back in past videos and you'll see I've been talking about 64.43. And I point that out not to brag about myself, but to brag about charts. They are a fantastic tool. So go get signed up for that free class. You can learn more about them. But as right now, 64.43 was an area of support going into today. And as I just pointed out, it has held strong. So good to see that. In the event that level doesn't quite hold up, the next key level to watch very closely right down there at 64.15. Now, if the price, and we'll just call this a bit of a support zone here, but if the price breaks down below through the support zone, again, I wouldn't say the overall chart is destroyed, but I would say that, okay, things are beginning to look a bit more shaky at that point in time. In terms of areas of resistance, you still have the $66 mark. I suppose in the very near term, you could draw in a trend line like that as a resistance. I would find, I wouldn't argue against that. So if you would want to do that, that makes sense too. But like I said, big macro standpoint, sure, it pulled back today, but it's not like the chart crashed or anything like that. Now, I will get to Bitcoin here in just a second, but for you stock traders, before you head out, like I said, go get signed up for that free class. If you want to learn more, it'll be very soon, Thursday, May 30th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Like I said, bring your questions because it is live, and we will discuss whatever questions that you have. Now let's talk about some Bitcoin. Real quick, one clarification on Bitcoin. We are now looking at the 4-hour time frame. So each of these candlesticks represents 4 hours, not 30 minutes. That is because Bitcoin is open 24/7. And I want this analysis to remain relevant for as long as possible. So move to that time frame here. And yeah, overall, Bitcoin is just hanging in there. It's kind of just chilling, not doing a whole lot. And in order to make this remain relevant, let's just assume that you're watching this 15-20 hours after I get it uploaded here. So number one you need to ask yourself is, where's the price at relative to 65,850? As long as you're answering the question that the price is up above that level, then everything is still perfectly fine, because let's just err on the side of, let's say the price is down around that area. I mean, what do you still have? Well, you still would have the price within this overall wedge pattern, which is part of let me squeeze this out even more, which is part of, and I know I've drawn this before, but I'll draw it very crudely, but this is still part of a bull pennant pattern. So like I said, as long as you're answering the question that the price is above 65,850, that would just mean that it's at the bottom part of the pattern. But even if you're saying, well, actually, Clay, the price is down below that level, next immediate question, okay, well, where's the price at relative to that pink line there, the 200 period moving average? Now, if you're answering the question that the price is down or back below both those levels, well, that would tell you that this pattern is broken and the bears are starting to really pick up some strength and momentum. So keep an eye on those dynamics. Now, maybe you're saying, well, Clay, the price is above 65,850. Next immediate question, okay, where is the price at relative to that purple line right there? If you're saying the price is above there, that's a good, solid sign. Now, I'm not going to say the bulls are back fully, but good sign. Now, if you're somehow answering the question that the price is up above that trend line right there, then that would imply that a breakout has occurred, and that would just be telling you that Bitcoin has all of a sudden turned very, very bullish. So keep an eye on those levels, walk yourself through those questions, and we'll keep this analysis relevant for as long as possible. As I invited the stock traders, I'm inviting you as a Bitcoin and crypto trader to go get signed up for this class, because what you learn about can and definitely should be used within your trading also. So like I said, it'll be very soon, Thursday, May 30th at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and it's live. So like I said already, bring your questions and we can discuss those. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, hit that like button, leave a comment below, especially if you have a request, let me know down below and I'll do my best to incorporate it in a future top 10 video. But I'd love to hear from you in that regard. So go get signed up for that free class. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.